Welcome to Learn and Create. Today we are on challenge 18. We're going to print the first 100 prime numbers. So if you remember from challenge 16, we had to create a function that takes in a number and returns a boolean saying whether or not it's a prime number, a true or false on whether or not it was a prime number. So we're going to look at that function. Let me just over there. Let me just paste that function for us to see over here. And as you can see from this function, uh, we had those conditions, the first conditions that we have here, the first two, but then after that we had the function that was actually the logic that was actually checking if the number was a prime or not. So this is what we're going to be implementing into this function. Our number will go through this stage where we will find the square root of that number and check the values from 2 up to the square root of that number and see or not whether or not it's a prime number. If that number modulo the I value, if it gives us a 0, what we want our function to do is to return false, something like this over here. Then when it's a false, we'd want our function to just break there and not continue, because we already know that it's not a prime, and move on to the next number. So this is what we are going to do. So let me just go over here and we can start creating that function. So we're going to create a function, going to call it number primes over there, and we're going to go in there. Then we are going to be utilizing a while loop with a count. So I'm going to create a variable let count. So our count variable, we're going to start at 0, and then we are going to have our number, the number that we're going to start with. So with numbers, the number that we're going to check first. So if you remember over here, 2 and 1, we didn't put them in the testing over there. We just set them to 2, we set it to true, and 1 we set it to false. So that's what we're going to do over here. So we're gonna let number equal to 3. This is the first number that we're going to check, 3. So over here, so we're also going to have a list where we're going to store these prime numbers. So we're going to say let prime list be equal to, so we said we are going to have 2 in that. This is the number that we're going to have. So over our count, we can have our count starting at 1, since we already have a number in that list. Then once we have that, we can now come in and implement the while. So while the count is less than 100, while the count is less than 100, we're going to come in and do this. So we want to use this boolean we were using over here. Now we're going to let is prime. We're going to create a variable is prime, and we're going to set it to true. Then once we do that, we're going to let's square it like what we did over there. We're going to let square root be equal to math square root, and we're going to do this over there. So we can come here and just copy this function, control copy, and we can come in here and control V and control Z. Sorry, we're gonna backspace, control V there. I think it would have been faster if we hadn't done that. Control V. Alright, so we're gonna have this. So we are going to come in and delete one of this. This is why I'm saying it would have been faster, because look here, we just come in and so we're gonna let the square root be equal to method square root, and we're gonna say var. We're gonna use let. For let I is equal to 2, I is less than or equal to the square root of num I plus plus. Then if the number So we're going to come in there and let's fix this over there. Okay, so let's come in there and have this there. Right, so over here what happens, we want if it checks a number, and if a number modulo the I is equal to 0, that means that number is not a prime number. We can actually break there. So we're gonna let this let is prime be equal to false. So not let is prime will be equal to false over here, and we don't want to continue once we find out that it's not. We're just gonna break there. Then it will go in and check the other number and all that. Then it's going to break there. So this is what we're gonna have. So the numbers that we have, so after the for loop, this is what we're gonna have. So we're gonna check after it does this. So if the number is a prime number, is prime will remain true, but if the number is not a prime number, is prime changes to false. So we're now going to check after we check the number, we want to check the value of is prime. So if is prime, if it's true, you're going to come in and say prime nums, prime list, supply prime list. Our prime list, we're going to come in and push that value into there. We're going to add it to that list. And what happens when we add that number to the list? Our count increases. Want to increase the count of that, our count is going to increase there. We want to increase it, so we now have, so we've incremented the number of prime numbers in that list. Then whether the number is a prime number or not, we just want to come in and increment the num so that we can come in and test another number. So our num is going to increase by that. Num, okay, we have that. Then while that, after that while loop, we're gonna come in and return the prime list. Prime list is also, so we're gonna come in and save that. Then we're gonna go there and console.log. What's the name of function? Number primes there. That's our function. Then let's run it and see if we get, okay, we have these values. Are they 100? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Twelve by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That seems like a lot of numbers. Is that true? So let's come in. Let me just get my calculator over there, and so that we can check if we have the correct number of numbers. Actually, let's just, or maybe we can just print length of list. So let's come in and just say console.log, and so it's prime. Return prime. Okay, so we can just say length. Prime. Is it dot length? Dot length. Control save. Let's check if this gives us what we want there. Backspace. Control S. Then let's clear this and let's run this again. Oh, yes, it works. So we have 100 numbers there. So these are 100 numbers. So I don't know what's happening with it. I was doubting that because scored by 8. I was like, 8 times 2, that's 16. 8 times 1, that's a 96. Also, it would have worked. I think I just, yes, it because this would have given us a 96, and then 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. I don't know why I was doubting that. I thought there was more. Okay, so this works, and we get. So I am going to check out the solution from CodeCopy and see if it's easier than this. And let's do that. Yeah, so although there are a little bit of differences like here and there, essentially it's the same. So yes, maybe you can just word it differently and try to condense some of the sentences here and there. But yeah, so catch you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and comment if you have a different way to solve this. Thank you.